The Lamborghini on this one.
Yeah.
Have you got any examples or thoughts just really around how technology has leveled the playing field for inclusion in the workplace?
Okay, cool, thank you. So how can technology level the playing field? Just going back on some things that were said here, I heard the C word, cost. At this point in time, many employers are locking down technology. They're locking down the desktop, so you do not have access to the accessibility features that are already available to you. And I think we need to step away from that as well. Employers to stop locking down, stop stifling configuration, stop stifling flexibility.
The crazy stuff just bouncing around in there. I found that very cathartic as a habit. And as a mindset, I would say that I definitely am a positive optimist, and I don't know how much that's genetic and how much that is learned, but I definitely try to always see the good in everything and everyone. So even when people don't understand where I'm coming from or don't buy into that vision of inclusion, to put it in a nice way, I still try to understand where they're coming from. And we talked about it in the panel earlier that in the end, when you take that moment to be in someone else's shoes, whether they're being nasty or just not engaging, you'll find it suddenly quite a lot easier to meet them halfway.
We use facts and figures and photographs at Access Table to give you all the information so that you can decide if a venue will be suitable for you. It's about empowerment, actually. It's about putting that decision in the hands of the individual and not saying, right, well, I declare that this business is wheelchair accessible. Well,
It helps people who have temporary disabilities, broken arm, what have you. But also, you know what? There's some stuff here that I use and not necessarily related to my disability. I could now do all my slides, white slides, text, and then make it look pretty. It saves me loads of minutes, probably hours in a day. Companies which embrace accessibility and which embrace that diversity, hiring people with disabilities, we've got research here that shows that you get higher return. When do you know that you get the...
Correct. You didn't try that thing a few years ago, that opportunity that came up, you didn't seize that moment. Maybe it would have worked out. Maybe if I'd have done that, my life would have taken a different path. A path of success or fulfillment or enjoyment or whatever it is. And it can be something in the workplace, it can be something just in life. It can be I don't know, having a go at a new sport perhaps, but thinking, no, I can't do it. But if you tried it, then you could have these wonderful hours of enjoyment from that activity. So, you know, if we go away with anything today, it's that idea of retraining that voice in our heads that says, no, don't have it, oh, you'll fail, you won't be able to do it. No, well then, have a go. Other people will be telling you, I'm sure many of you in this room have had people saying to you, oh no, you couldn't do that because of, you know, what's wrong with you. Well, hang on a minute, whoa. This show proves that there's so many ways that we can now access things that perhaps you couldn't. And so it's really important to, yes, obviously listen to them with a sensible head. If there's a safety issue involved, then of course don't try it, but otherwise have a go. Really important. It's stopping people communicating with us because they're worried they're going to say the wrong thing. It brings me to a landscape gardener that came to do some work for us, and he came to do the quotation and meet with me, and I was explaining what I needed. And I said I'd like, you know, the lawn to be here and then a little wall around here. And he said, oh, you mean a dwarf, a wall, you want a wall, just want a few bricks to make a wall. And he was like, it just he didn't want to say short, he said dwarf already, because it is turned into dwarf wall. But he kind of didn't want to say these things, and I was like, you poor man. And then it was my responsibility to make him feel at ease about the situation. and you know, say, well, it's fine. You can. It is a dwarf wall. I understand what that is, and so being PC can trip up people, stop people talking to us, and also some people get a kind of almost like a form of Tourette's, because they start saying things about height that they wouldn't normally say. You know, it's like they would stand near me and say, "Oh, sorry, I'm standing close. I'm dwarfing you." And I went, "Well, what?" You know, they'll accidentally do it, and I do sympathise with people, because, you know, it's whenever I meet somebody who's visually impaired, I find myself saying, "Nice to see you," and then I feel really bad, and they probably didn't even notice, but it's like you try not to say it and you say it, and so I kind of sympathise with people. But PC and all of that, it's like there's got to be a line somewhere, because we are literally not going to be able to talk to somebody for fear of offending them.
Thank you so much. It's called Fliss.
So I wouldn't change it. And my wife's the same, even though, you know, due to illness in her condition, she no longer can walk very well. She wouldn't change it. You know, and I probably, if I spoke to a lot of you in this room, you probably would go, no, this is who I am, and I'm proud of that, and that's the way I would live life again. We'll finish on that note. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to Naidex. Thank you for listening and coming soon. I appreciate it. Thank you.